All right, everyone, welcome back for that episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So markets here with a bit of a volatile session, but overall still kind of in this chop range. And yeah, again, another test of 5,700. So this level's been used up a lot lately. So to me, it's no longer reliable as like a dip buy, although, you know, it obviously was today, but we've traded through it a lot here. And for me at this point, I'd have to see, you know, a dip below and then a reclaim to even be interested in playing that on an intraday basis. But nonetheless, it held here. And it was an interesting morning because we sold off, put in a low at 10 o'clock. Off of consumer confidence, which was very weak. And then we kind of dipped down, did not make new lows, but you can see here VIX futures and VIXY had a really good spike all the way up into 1030, 1040, where the market did not make new lows. So vol getting a really good bid here as the market kind of able to hold up, and we were able to flip back to the highs. I talked to you guys yesterday about this setup in the trading room. Again, also gave this away for free on Twitter. Beautiful false breakdown on Nvidia hourly, and that led to a 5% gain. So Nvidia, we talked about this. We know that a move is coming, and that move was up. So 121 is still some resistance here. That's going to be hard to get through until probably Friday. So that's still kind of the level there. And you can see we shot through it and pulled back. You know, it could, you know, they could try and gamma squeeze it tomorrow. One might think that there'd be upside here to 125. I definitely can't say that can't happen. So nice pattern though, and nice pop. We'll see, maybe it gives us an inside hammer or something like that tomorrow. And we talked about this. We need the semiconductors to catch up in order for the market to really continue. And we saw that SMH up 1.78, TSM up 3.9. Obviously helping out with the China news. FXI, nice gains here with the swing service. So we've had I've had FXI and ASHR for a while here, and absolutely incredible moves. I think 114 billion in stimulus, also dropping reserve requirements. I mean, I didn't think a 10% move in one day was going to happen on FXI, but I'm glad I was on the right side of it. But either way, big move there. That helped out TSM. They also got approval to expand in the Arizona facility. I believe them in Nvidia. So that also helped with those. You can see that big move there. Tons of calls being bought on Nvidia. That said, you know, this market's a little tricky. Again, we're still in that noise range right now. And there's still good resistance at 57.50. You know, you got the end of quarter collar that everybody knows about. You know, they could attack it. They've done that before. I've seen that happen. But for now, I'll just assume that that's a cap here. I just don't really, you know, we have higher lows. We got equal highs. You know, if we look at the futures, it looks pretty good, right? You know, you got the higher lows. You've tested here. Each time you're getting a higher low and you got an equal high. It's not bad structurally. I just don't really think it's that good of a. I just don't think the risk reward's worth it here to be going long, and even short here. I don't think that's a good idea either, because like I said, they could attack that collar and, you know, crash us up to 5,800, right? But they could just as easily gap us down below this pivot, and now you've got an island, just like how they did there. I would feel a lot better about going long if we had a setup, or if we had a day like one of these where we just had, you know, every support fails intraday for the whole day, right? You know, weed out some of that positioning, weed out some of that, you know, bullish sentiment. But right now, I can't say anything bad. Trend is up. We're at all-time highs. And right now we're consolidating. We are basing here for a move, just like Nvidia was basing yesterday or for the last week. Spiders right now are basing right now. Volume's light, so there's no sellers here. And until they break that on volume, again, just assume the market can go up. So that's where we're at right now. I would prefer to see, you know, a proper dip. We have not had one, right? We have not had one since the 6th. So that's kind of where I'm at, a little bit neutral, but just deferring to the trend here. I think we're probably, if anything, we're probably going to hold up until end of quarter. If there's going to be a dip, an actual dip, it'll probably be after that. That's just my kind of guess at this point. But markets are acting well. Volume's light. A lot of people talking about the resistance here. Oh, there's so much resistance here, but you're consolidating. So, you know, what do you do? What type of pattern is this? Right? Everybody should know. And you know, if you're consolidating beneath that, it usually tells you it wants to go up. So we'll see if that ends up being true. Again, if semiconductors can continue to catch up, that's going to be the key. IWM took a pretty good dip this morning, but came right back in. And again, not a bad pullback pattern. So RTY also could be a bull flag here. So inside of that green, we back tested the channel or with the wedge again today, and we came off the lows. So if we start to lose that, you know, we could probably go back down to 22. There's those moving averages right there. We could take a fib here. You know, there's a 50% fib down there. We got back inside of that wedge, but right now, no problems. Diamond also no problems. Technically, the Dow made new all-time highs today. The Diamond paid a dividend, so it doesn't look like it did, but the Dow did. So that's new all-time high and a new all-time closing high there for the Dow Jones. SMH here up 1.8. And watching this, we'll be watching the last half hour here, but 243.85. We could do that. You know, if we take, it's only like right here. It's only another 60 cents. But as so far as right now, we're not above that pivot from last week, so we still don't have higher highs on the SMH. Technically, sorry, I take that back. Technically, we made a higher high, but we have not closed above the high. We're not so far above the 100 moving average either. So those two things would certainly improve the tape a little bit. But still, semi's still lagging, right? Like, even just the fact that we aren't above that pivot, and I mean, look at the Qs, right? They are way above that. They're at least back into the August 22nd pivot, whereas the semis are still at a lower high here. Spiders, you know, are at an all-time high. So you want to see that semiconductor catch up. You want to see XLP, XLU, and XLV back off. Starting to see that a little bit. I've talked about that a lot over the last 2 weeks. Want to see more of it. IGV still pretty strong, down 3 cents, but no problems. Again, gap up, consolidating. Just be careful because, again, if the gap is down, you get an island there. That's a concern for me on a lot of these charts. So just something to keep an eye on there. Oracle continuing to back off and consolidate that giant up move. Adobe trying to come back as well. Dow Transport's nice up move again. So I told you guys don't get too excited about that one-day sell. So we're bouncing right back up. Again, big picture, this is still fine. Big ascending wedge. So FedEx bouncing nicely. UPS up as well. All right, rates here. So get over here. So the 30-year, so rates were up earlier on the China news, and then we went right into our target there, right? So we talked about this level here on the 30s, and we backed off, right? That should be expected. Now what you want to watch for here, if you're looking for rates to go higher, is you just want to see a higher low. It's pretty simple, right? So we hit resistance. Can we come back in and make a higher low after, you know, a 382, a 50%, or a 618 retrace? Or can we just, you know, maybe flag and then do that? We have PCE on Friday. That will be a catalyst. There's 10s, same look, although weaker, right? Shorter end, shorter duration, and the 2's still weak. So I think it's going to come down to PCE, obviously. All right, XHB, down a third of a percent, no problems with that. VNQ continues to act well. So again, this is not rejecting the 618, it's consolidating. It tells us that it is strong still. So VNQ still acting well. XLF was down today. All right, so down 1%. Maybe a little bit of an M top there. Be a little careful with that, but other than that, trend is still up, still acting really well. JPM was strong earlier. Again, up 10 basis points. I want to see this reclaim those moving averages. Start working off that red bar. So keep an eye on financials there. KRE down as well. So you're down 1.1. Nothing terrible there with either that or KBE. And then broker dealers here up 0.25%. That's still right at all-time highs. Again, oil just keeps getting catalyst out of catalyst. So a lot of people shorting into FOMC, which that alone is foolish, especially when it's already down. Then you've got, constantly stuff going on in the Middle East. And then there's China news here today. So up 1.8. It did back off the highs, but it's also, went from 64 to 72.50 in like 10 days. So maybe a little bit tired here in the short term. Went right into the 50 moving average too. So again, same thing as yields here. Watch, does it consolidate and flag? If it does, it's probably going to try and break through that. But I'm still, there's room for higher lows here now on oil. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on energy. XLE, flat. But no problems here. Again, this can go sideways here, and I would possibly get interested in that. XOP and OIH, same thing. OIH all the way back to 300 at one point today. To the penny. And CCJ continues the win streak. I mean, this is a textbook W bottom here. And back above the 200 now. We'll see the 100. Sometimes you have to play a little dance at the 200. You get above it, then you get below it, But so far, really good comeback there. Trying to reclaim all the moving averages on the weekly. If we can close back above that red 40, let's say 46, it's definitely a good look on the weekly time frame. NM, another big bid, 3.6, and again resistance right up here like we talked about. There's NJ resistance. We talked about that yesterday, right in this area. But nice job for uranium stocks coming back. Nat gas pulling back here. That was way overbought here in the last 2 days. Right into the 100 MA. Kind of rejecting, but it's off the lows. So again, this can consolidate and have one more leg up. I think after that, it's probably done though. But right now, still a nice move on the X contract. I think V, yeah, same thing. Still fine. Dollar index much lower after consumer confidence. So this has been unable to follow through to the upside. So yields and the dollar have been disconnected kind of lately, as has oil. Dollar continuing to kind of soften up here. Again, I think 99.50 is a good level if it gets down there. And market's at all-time highs, and dollar yen is, kind of rolling over a little bit here too. So again, okay, like I said multiple times, this is more of a symptom than it was a cause of the August drop. But that's neither here nor there. Gold continuing to make new all-time highs again. 2690's next level. That's not a short. That's just a upside objective. I can easily get there now. Probably gets to 27 too. So gold continuing to act well. GDX new multi-year highs. GDXJ new multi-year highs. Silver joining the party here back above 32. That could be on breakout if we can close the week up here or above that pivot. Next level is 35. So that's been my target for a while. It always overshoots too, just so you know. SILJ and SIL up nicely as well. And platinum, nice bounce. That's starting to consolidate. That may be a higher low there. And then palladium as well. Didn't take out yesterday's high though. So that may have a little bit more time, but definitely interested in getting back into that. Copper, I think we have our answer now. That is no longer going to be a bear pattern, so we can get rid of that. Nice outside move and a possible W here. So where this could get interesting here is, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but so the economy's, everybody's worried about recession. This could be a positive here in the short term, as it means, copper, it means demand. going up, but does it get to a point here? And do yields get to a point where if we take out certain levels, does the market say, wait a second, the economy is slowing and, you know, prices are going up? So we'll be watching that, but copper up nicely, and, you know, in front of the yield curve unwinds. So that's why I just got to laugh at these takes here sometimes. But yeah, 452 for copper, nice job. Right in this zone here around 460. I'll get rid of this line here. Just say around 460 area, 470 is good resistance for now. Let's just take a fib here too. I haven't done that lately. Yeah, there you go. There's a 50% retrace right and coinciding with that line perfectly. So probably wants to go there. All right. And then Bitcoin lastly, still consolidating. So it looks a lot like the spiders. So up move and just consolidating that beneath resistance. If this breaks out, I don't think 69 holds it for very long. I don't think, I mean, because if you look at the weekly here, you would have then theoretically, let's just say we broke out. I mean, this is what your weekly candle would look like, right? I know it's a terrible drawing, but you'd have weekly like higher highs here. So I think it would just be on borrowed time, or bears would be on borrowed time, which I think they are anyway. But, you know, they might have one more dip in this left. But you guys know I've been on this for a minute here. It's a big bull base. All right. Again, spiders here backing off of the highs just a little bit here. Again, a lot of noise in this zone. I don't think it's a good idea to chase up here. I also don't think it's a good idea to short. I think there's better setups. And other things, you don't always have to trade the stock market. But right now, you know, as long as we're about 56.75, this is all just consolidation, and consolidation for presumably another leg up. I guess seasonality be damned. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. Not a lot of data until jobless claims on Thursday, and then Friday, obviously PCE. Those could be market moving. But we maybe just be pinned until end of quarter. So anyways, guys, going to wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.